Welcome to day one of Efiba pre-qualifiers for Africa. My name is Slimo, taking you through Nigeria's games. Nigeria definitely not in an easy group at all, and in game one already, as you can see, taking on the African champions Morocco in that group, and it looks like it's already been a crazy start for Morocco. But Nigeria going into this one with a lot of experience coming from Efiba season two, and now taking it into Efiba season three. You kind of feel like if this is the same team that they put together in season two, well, then certainly in season three, they could possibly do much better. They're currently trailing by 13 points to the Moroccans so far. The defense just hasn't been there. So see, praise Bellu for the Moroccans. Master will take it down the lane and down the hatch for another easy two. It's been that interior defense that has just been causing problems for the Nigerians so far. Their lineup pretty much the same coming from most of their games. We'll see the Moroccans on the fast break again. Jumper from inside the mid-range area. The Nigerians will get on the break that time around, able to finish. The Nigerian starting five will feature point guard David at the key for them. We'll see Olubode also in action. Musa will be there. The captain Frank will also be playing that power forward position. They've got to find ways to make stops, and this could possibly be the perfect start from them. Here comes David on the fast break. Will try floater, and it was interesting on that possession because he did have support, but decided to go all on his own. Here come the Moroccans again with Master inside the lane. Easy finish to go. Still facing problems with that interior defense. It just looks a little bit difficult for Team Niger to just hold the fort down the middle. Here comes David running point. Will set up an open three. Great rebound. Back to Steph from deep. Much needed 3-pointer. Much needed. Cuts the lead down to 13 still. Look, the Moroccans, with all of their experience coming in as African champions, you know that it's not going to be easy at all playing against them. And for the Nigerians, they can take a lot of momentum going into this game. Mind you, Guinea's already forfeited their games against all of the teams right now. So both Morocco and Nigeria currently have 3 points to their name. There you see the lineup with the real board, Stefa and everybody, Frank and everybody, making sure that they rep this Nigeria team to the fullest. Now the lead cut down to 11. Here come the Moroccans again with Master. We'll set the pick for him down to the byline, just looking for that space to attack. Great defense so far from the Nigerians. But look, the cuts, the baseline moves from the Moroccans is just immaculate. Prince Baloo is able to finish that 3-point attempt and he's able to balloon that lead back to 14. Efiba season three, it's one that a lot of people have been looking forward to. It's one that a lot of the African countries have been looking forward to make a statement. It's really key for us because last year you kind of feel like nobody really gave Morocco a serious fight. And to be honest with you, if we cannot give them a serious fight this year, then I think we are not doing ourselves justice at all. NBA 2K25 has been out for a while now. I'm expecting a lot of these teams to really get up on board and possibly push Morocco all the way. That's a great steal from the Nigerians. Here they can go on the fast break with a minute and 43 to go in the third quarter. Can they go on a run? David in that mid-range area will decide to pull it back. As Franco set the screen beautifully for him. Behind the back, 10 seconds to shoot. Shoots a three. And is able to drill it. Could that spark something? That was it's a lovely move from the point guard right there. Look, if you've got a point guard that can do it all on his own, can be as shifty as you can. Speaking of point guards that are shifty, so there's one Master on the Morocco team, making sure that he keeps the lead intact. We are not done here yet. The Efiba Season 3 live broadcast brought to you by GG Arena, where all of the live action is going on. If you just joined, once again, my name is Slimo, your lead commentator, taking you through all of the games for Nigeria in Efiba Season 3. A host of African countries participating this year, and Nigeria stand a chance of also making it to the grand finals. They're standing a chance of winning $50,000 later in Philippines. Morocco able to drill that one as well. Look, they've kept that gap, that 10-point lead, keeping an arm's length between themselves and the Nigerians so far. But with the Morocco offense, you've got to go boot for boot with them. 3-point attempt. Great rebound there from the captain, Frank. He's been at the helm of everything so far for them. Everything positive for the Nigerian team so far has come to him. Nice give and go. Great defense from the Moroccans. Time running out. You have to force a shot. And that was just an ill advised possession. Fast break as they'll slam it home with two. Look, I did have a chance. I did get a glimpse of watching the Moroccans last year. I had the privilege of casting for Ghana's games last year in Morocco. What they did so well was on defense, being able to get the ball with seconds remaining, like a few seconds remaining, and then they'll have someone sprint forward for the fast break, and then an easy two. Speaking of easy twos, Masters had a couple of them. The Nigerian interior defense still nowhere to be found. Frank from deep can't drill that one as we signal the end of what has been a fiery third quarter. We're going to the final fourth quarter in this one. Nigeria need a serious comeback with Morocco still controlling affairs and everything going right for the African champs so far. The Eagles have got to be careful. They give you away cheaply again. The pressure just possibly getting to the Nigerian team so far. Prince Balu in the middle. And the lead getting bigger and bigger. 15-point gap between these two teams. Now, look, it's not goodbye yet from the Nigerian team. Remember, this is just the pre-qualifiers. We'll have the main qualifiers later in the coming days. But you've got to build some momentum with this game. I know Morocco are the African champs, and maybe Nigerians are the underdogs. So a lot of people are expecting the Nigerian team to be beaten here. But if you're able to actually go boot for boot with the Moroccans, it gives a lot of hope. It gives a lot of motivation going into the other games. And I kind of feel like they need a really big run in these last 4 minutes to go. Master for the Moroccans. They'll say a pick again. They've done this all game long, and another cut down the baseline. They find the open man again. You've got to give credit to the point guard right there. Just assessing the defense, scanning everything in front of him, and making sure that defense pays. Team Niger on the ball again. Frank at the top of the key, usually interesting. Gets that one into David to slam it home. That's more like it. Making easy plays. I know it's much easier said than done. But the NBA 2K25, if you take your time on offense and just find the open guy, sometimes you can't do the master from deep, won't get a huge rebound for Team Nigeria as they'll call a timeout right there. But look, it's still a lot of points that they've got. They've got serious catching up to do. 15-point gap. It's not impossible in NBA 2K25 with the kind of time that they've got on their hands. With 3 minutes and about 37 seconds to go, it's not impossible yet, but coming up against the African champs, you know it's not going to be easy. There's David who goes down the lane again and makes an easy layup. The point guard tried to spare his boys on Morocco on the offense. They've kind of looked rusty in the last few possessions. Master behind the back with 13 to shoot. Prince Baloo. Well, that time around, Stuff just had to foul his man right there. David running affairs again from the point. Down to the last 3 minutes we go. I mean, those screens that we've been getting from Frank has just been solid screens where he's looking to, of course, roll to the basket sometimes and you offer help when he needs to. That time couldn't finish that one. Great defense from the Moroccans. And there they do it again on the fast break. Great rebound, Monacono. Well. We've had situations like these where when they're able to get you on the fast break like that, everybody's scrambling on defense. They are able to also make way for open shots, and they did get an open shot right there, drilling another three to open up that gap, and it's now looking very difficult for the Nigerians to come back. Quick play again. They finish it up with another three-pointer, this time from the corner. Things not looking good for Team Nigeria at all. Just currently struggling with the way things are going. Frank in the middle again will get an easy two to go. But will they have enough time is the big question. A 19-point lead for Team Morocco. It's looking very difficult for the Nigerians. Master into Prince Baloo again. At this point, is he leading points? I know he's not shooting a lot of three-pointers in there, but he could be in the scoring category. But look, I know sometimes first losses and when they are huge like this, it can be derailing sometimes. But Nigeria have got to pick themselves up really, really quickly because they've got some really good fixtures coming up. They face Angola in their next game and they need all of those 3 points to go down because losing against Morocco, I wouldn't say it was expected, but you were the underdog going in. So a lot of people didn't expect you to pick up all of the 3 points. But against Angola, it's a must. It's a must for Nigeria. And we've got to see a serious improvement with half court defense, full court defense. So far, they've looked slow a little bit on offense. They're taking their time to get into their sets, and when you do that, you give a lot of time for the defense to settle down, and then, of course, make good plays against you. They'll go on the fast break again. You nail another 3 points. Is there come back in there? Is it still possible? I know everything is possible in NBA 2K25. That's a great steal. Can they get this one to fall? Another shot from deep and you drill it. Now cut the lead to 11 with a minute and 3 seconds to go. Impossible is nothing in these guys' eyes. Can they do it? For Morocco, a lot of experienced players on this team. I'm sure they'll be working a lot with the clock master. Just running it down, running it down. He's got about 8 seconds to shoot. Nigeria's defense has got to be classy. They have to get a stop right here. Master again, mid-range jumper. Huge rebound from Morocco, and that might just be that. It will take a lot of seconds off the clock. Frank just trying to force his way to get our ball back, but unfortunately for him, Morocco with a couple of seconds going, Nigeria looked like they were going to get a little boost from that last rebound, but it just didn't happen. Ellis on the top of the key will get a shot away, and that's a foul. From behind the 3 point line, he'll go to the free throw line for 3 free throws. He missed the first one though, but with just 20 seconds to go and 11 points for them to catch up, it's not looking likely for Nigeria at all. But I mean, great effort they were able to put in as we try to get it on the fast break. Maybe one last attempt to cut into the deficit. Master gets a clean swipe at it, but ref says that one is a foul and side out of bounds for Nigeria. It's been a very, very entertaining game. It's given us moments to definitely savor Nigeria. I mean, you'd admire the effort, but in Efiba season 3, what I did learn from season 2 was you can have the effort, but the most important thing that counts is the results. You see the point guard right there, David, has been doing a lot for Team Nigeria. 22 points and 7 assists is not bad at all, but that comes with 5 turnovers. And in games like these, you can't have that much of turnovers. You've got to find a way to safeguard that ball. I think David needs to improve in game 2. Almost everybody on the Nigerian team needs to improve. Michael, David, they've all got to improve. And certainly, if we're able to see that improvement, I think they really do well. Michael and David, not bad from them at all. 22 points and 21 points, respectively. Frank, the captain, wasn't bad at all. I think his defense really, really stood out with 6.7 rebounds, 5 assists. For Musa and Oluwole, you kind of feel like them playing that power forward position in the center position kind of lost on offense a bit, but we need that togetherness. But look at the points from Masto. The point guard was just cooking. 25 and 11 is just it's just a nightmare for any opposing team. This start line looks like a normal Luka Doncic's day. Even though he didn't have the rebounds to back it up, it looks like a normal Luka Doncic's day with the 11 assists and the 25 points to match it up for Team Morocco. And that's how we'll conclude game 1. Game 1 ends in defeat to Team Nigeria in Efiba Season 3 Day 1 pre-qualifiers. Mind you, we've got 3 days of qualifiers, 3 days of pre-qualifiers. Where for today we're supposed to have 3 games today. We'll have Nigeria and Morocco, which of course we've just seen. There's also Angola in the mix, and finally they will take on Togo for the final fixture today. Remember, it's Efiba Season 3. Once again, if you just joined the stream, my name is Slimon, taking you through everything that's happening from start to finish for Team Nigeria. One loss is not the end of the world. We'll see how game 2 goes for them. Stick and stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We've got more coming up for Efiba Season 3. All right. All right, so welcome back, guys. If you just joined the stream, this is Efiba Season 3 live broadcast of every single game going on for Team Nigeria. It's been an interesting game one so far. I mean, we did see the African champions in action, Morocco against Nigeria, and coming into it, like I said earlier, a lot of people expecting Morocco to pick up the win, and they did get the win. It was convincing at a point, but I love the spirit and the fight from the Nigerians right at the very end of the game, and it kind of looked like when they were getting in their groove, when they were getting into their sets really, really quickly, you could see faster possessions for them, getting into the offensive sets pretty quickly. We saw really good pick and rolls, the screen and rolls, we saw baseline cuts. I'm seeing really, really impressive things from Team Nigeria, and you kind of expect that this game coming up against Morocco, it should be, sorry, against Angola, it should be a positive one for them. They are in that group with Morocco, of course, the African champions. We've seen them in action already. Nigeria, Togo, Angola, and Guinea. Mind you, Guinea has forfeited almost all of its games, so Nigeria already has a point to their name. See that the point system is actually 1 point each for a win, and then 0 points for a loss. So 2 points for a win, sorry, 2 points for a win, and then 0 points for a loss. So currently Morocco is on 4 points, Nigeria on 2 points, courtesy of that forfeit against Guinea. So it's all shaping up to be something that's very, very interesting. Going into the rest of the games today, we're supposed to have Togo in action against Nigeria, and then Angola as well. Once again, my name is Slimo, taking you through this live broadcast brought to you by, of course, your one and only GG Arena. A lot of esports broadcasts does happen here. If you care to subscribe, kindly do. If you're a big lover of esports, whether it's SC action, pro clubs action in FC, they also do Call of Duty Mobile, especially. We've also got, of course, Efiba action, NBA 2K25 in there for you as well. So there's a lot to enjoy. Kindly hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And as we wait for the guys to settle things down and then get into that Angola game, we'll take a quick breather, and when we are back, we'll get into that action of game 2 of the pre-qualifiers from this year's Efiba Season 3. Is it? All right, guys, welcome back to the action. Apparently, every time they face one team or a nation, they're supposed to actually play them twice. So Nigeria will have a chance to also pick up some points against Morocco. But mind you, if you just joined, they've already played leg one already. I'll call it leg one against Morocco, and they did lose that one. So maybe some redemption and possibly some revenge coming for Team Nigeria. I'll run you through how the starting lineup is looking like for Team Nigeria again. For the point guard role, of course, we're occupied by Michael. He's been efficient in some of their games. We've seen him really do well. At the shooting guard position will be David. Those two guys have been pivotal to how this Nigeria teamwork. They both average 20 points during the season. And of course, Musa will be that power forward. Oluwole will be in the shooting in that small forward position. And of course, the big man, the captain Frank, will be in that center position, hoping to dominate the board and also finish easy baskets. Here comes Michael running the point again. Gets to the lane and wanted to slam it home. That was a risky one. But great defense from the Moroccans. Will try another 3-pointer. And they are off to a fiery start yet again. There's a reason why we call them the African champions. There's a reason why these guys were the ones to beat last year. They beat Algeria in the finals and also did justice to Egypt in, of course, the African qualifier final. And it looked like they want to be there again. Would that be the start from Nigeria? Another ball swatted away. It's just not working. This looks so tight in the painted area so far. Prince Malu will take it outside. And they're always patient with offense. They know when they need to rush Morocco, get it into the corner, can't get it to go. Now Nigeria will go on the fast break. Michael through the lane has to get this one to go behind the back. And finally, Nigeria is on board. If you just joined the live broadcast, my name is Simon, taking you to all of Nigeria's games live here on GG Arena YouTube. Great rebound. And here comes David through the lane, but an intentional foul. We'll see the ball go side out of bounds for Team Nigeria. Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers. If you were here last year for Season 2, you know how the pre-qualifiers work. A lot of the teams are put into groups where you have to make it out of that group to possibly make it into the main qualifier stages for Africa. So it's not all said and done if they do go on to lose this game as well, but they really need some wins on the board. Michael, great pass it to Frank. That's the type of connection we've been expecting. That's what Team Niger can do. 5-4 now the score. As Master, who was huge in game one for Morocco. I mean, how does this guy see those passes? It's something that they've worked on, you can tell, for a very long time. Morocco drawing out plays and executing to perfection. Mid-range jumper won't get it to go as Morocco will get on the fast break. And every single time they get it to the man in the corner, I think it's exactly, who always finds himself in the corner and he always makes sure he drills it. 10-4 now on the scoreline as we'll get another chance. Frank able to slam it home, cut the lead down to 4. Just a reminder, Nigeria's group features the likes of Togo, Guinea, Morocco, Angola also in there as well. Rebound Morocco. Master. Nice, beautiful jab steps. He'll take it in. And the mid-range as smooth as you'd like. Kind of feels like a Kawhi Leonard or a Kevin Durant right there, Master. But he's playing the point guard position. So which point guard actually has really smooth mid-range game? Maybe I should go just Alexander, and you can let me know in the chat what you think about this game going on so far. Frank got to the ball first, and Prince Bellew only had one option, but to foul. Side out of bounds for Team Nigeria, down by 6. Michael controlling affairs at the top of the key again. David has 4 seconds to shoot. Time running out. Has to get a shot up. You give it up. A Stafford would launch that one, and it kind of felt like a false shot. And that's credit to Morocco's defense. And there it is again on transition, able to knock down the 3. When you take a lot of time off that game clock to be able to, I mean, get that offense set, you always give a shot to your opposing team to come back and hurt you. And Morocco have done that so many times on the fast break again, able to get an easy two, and now the lead has opened up to an 11-point gap pretty early with just 17 points to go in the first quarter. Another pass being stolen. Morocco just everywhere right now. And they want to go quick again. Brax from deep, can't get it to go. I mean, the big one in the area he's just been crazy. He's been getting everything on the boards. He's been active. When I say active, I mean active hands. And there he is again, Prince Bellew. Can't be stopped. Look, Frank has got to do a better job of crashing out on the boards. It, look, if you're giving a team that is good as the Moroccan team second chance opportunities, then you are in trouble. Master will take a deep, goes to his favorite spot on the mid range again. That time couldn't get it, but who else? Prince in that area looks unstoppable. He looks like a guy that just can't be beaten. He's bullying on the boards, and he looks really bullish so far. Nigeria, here they come again. Offense has been very hard to come by for them. Open space, Frank. Well, looked like he was going to toss it out into the corner, but a quiet one for them on that offensive possession. They get that first 3-pointer to go down, still slow. I mean, when you start games like this and shots are not falling, easy shots that you usually get them to fall are not falling, you start to doubt yourself a bit. And I wonder if that's what's happening to the Nigerian team, of course, which are all behind, hoping that they can also make it into the next round of the competition. But Morocco are just a different beast on their own, opening that gap now to a 21-point lead. Michael. Morocco just they're just cooking at this point. If for Nigeria, I mean, what I've noticed is the interior defense, and I know it's much easier said than done. But look, they have to find a way to crash the boards as well. Because if you're able to put defensive possessions in, and you're giving away second chance opportunities, look at that steal again for Morocco. They take it on the fast break. Great defense, Nigeria. That's showing effort. That's showing heart. Brax will get a chance to punish them on two plays, but lose again. Can you stop this guy? Finally, Nigeria get themselves on the board with that rebound, and now Michael come away with it. They have to find a way to let this one go. Just raise a little bit of momentum to go. Tough jumper to get Frank. That's more like it on the rebound, and will draw a foul out there. So we're supposed to be having round one action today, and of course, round two action will be on the 3rd of October. 2 days from now. So do keep an eye on Efiba Season 3 and on the GG Arena channel for all of the action live from Team Nigeria. Mid-range attempt, can't get it to go again. That's a nice steal from Nigeria. The defense is certainly starting to pick up. I like where the defense is going now. I like the intensity with which they are putting up on defense. But if the defense doesn't come with offense, well, that's more like it. From deep, smashing it open. And now cutting into that deficit. Can they get that defense rearing again? Master into Prince Bellew. That's a nice pump fake. And the experienced big man going to work. He is going to work in that paint. That painted area. He's punished Team Nigeria on the board so far. That's a great move from Michael. Oh! Took everybody waiting. And he made sure everybody heard about it. Great slam. And that could be a momentum shifter. But right there, the defense has got to be on point. Morocco, they're so shifty when they get into their offense. Like everybody's moving, and it's so tough to stop them. Michael again gets it to his back. Another mid-range effort. At this point, everything going to the point guard. And we see that most of the times that we need guys contributing, Niger. We need guys contributing. Master, can they get a stop Nigeria? Sends Prince Baloo. Gets to the lane and you get a huge rebound. Frank will have to be careful. Draws a foul out of that one. We've got to look at those personal fouls because he's now on three personal fouls. Mind you, if you're not familiar with basketball, if you get six, you will be kicked out of the game. Prince Baloo at the top of the key, trying to link up with the Elias. Open space, goes for the mid-range. Well, actually, the three-pointer, and that was a tough one from downtown. That was so tough. You kind of feel for Nigeria's defense at that point. They did do everything in their power to stop that one. But when we've got good players like Elias, you know you're going to be in trouble. Easy bucket. Easy ones now starting to fall for Nigeria. You feel like the momentum is shifting. Master, can they have a big finish to the second quarter? Master, down the lane, and he's just, oh my word, what just happened? The defense lost at sixes and sevens at a point. You kind of feel like they expected Master to give it back to the big man. And they expected Master to not have that confidence to go to the rim. Or you've got a point guard of such caliber, you always have to have great defense on him. Michael. You'll find David, the shooting guard now, with a rock in his hands, moving it very well. 7 seconds to shoot, gets into that mid-range area, tries to go for the pump fake, gets an open look for Frank, but he wasn't able to knock it down. And here comes Morocco again. Nigeria have to find a way to keep this lead, to keep the gap where it is, but it just keeps going up. It's now an 18 points lead for Morocco. What we've constantly noticed about the Nigerian team, what I mean, we've noticed about them is when the guards have the ball, when either Michael or David has the ball, things happen. But when you're over reliant on your guards, it makes you so predictable sometimes. And look at that field goal percentage, 36%, just not good enough for the whole team. That's really bad. And 3 point percentage is abysmal. Like, to be honest with you, Nigeria are not hitting their shots. Even we see some open looks being missed, contested ones being missed. That's what they've got to do better, and they've got to have a big second half coming up. Second half now for Efiba season 3, brought to you. This live broadcast of the Nigerian action brought to you by GG Arena, where all of the action is going down. Michael went down the baseline, didn't have any options, and decided to come back with it. David, nice screen set from Frank. Will he roll down to the basket? David, oh, well, okay. He's got a deep bag, the shooting guard right there. Playing that position, you've got to be a sniper. And he showed traits already. Makino, Master, great steal. Can he elevate his team? Michael, he's gone open lane with Frank, but decides to take his time with it. Michael again. Can they get a positive possession with this one? David has space. And you kind of expected him to take that shot, hesitated a bit, and now Morocco go on the fast break. They can't punish Nigeria or get it back. Momentum swinging into the green and white boys. David from deep, it will hit it. That's a huge shot without things have been going, and it might be huge in the grand scheme of things. Master has the pick and roll, and they go to it. And Prince Bello, I mean, the connection they've got with their point guard and the big man. Look, I'm not trying to take it too far, but it kind of reminds me of Shaq and Kobe. Like, it's just too much to handle. Master and Prince Bello are just so tough. Speaking of point guards, there is Michael, and our very own Michael. What he's doing right now is just serious for this Nigerian team. He's keeping them afloat. Great steal. Really great steal on that possession. As Michael was taking it away, look, Morocco always have the knack of fouling in these games, and the intentional fouls sometimes they're annoying, but they are always key. They just kill a team's momentum, and that time destroy that offensive possession for the Nigerians. Oh, from the baseline, that was really tough. That was very, very tough for Team Nigeria as Morocco gets another possession to fall. Michael down the lane, down the hatch, easy as you'd like. We've got to praise Musa's defense. He's getting into the passing lanes pretty well. He's getting his hands into the action. Yeah, it's just Route 1 basketball. If you've played End 1, if you've played basketball at any level, when we say Route 1 basketball, it's the easy place, the open place. When someone makes a cut, a drive to the basket, just find a way to find them. And that's what Morocco does very well. Open shooter on the corner, and you hit it. A 13-point gap for Morocco now. Nigeria creeping their way back into this game. Master behind the back and taking his time to break down that defense. He gets into the lane and you dunk it home. That's a grown man move. Wow. Highlight reel after highlight reel coming from Master. And he's just having such a big game for the African champ so far, Michael. I mean, it kind of feels like the battle of the point guard so far. That was excellently executed, but the shot's unable to fall. Morocco again from the mid range this time around. It's just tough. Like, it's just really, really tough with Morocco having one foul to give in the third quarter. It's just really tough for you to be able to sprint back on defense after you kind of miss. If you're able to do that quickly, you have a chance of stopping this incredibly talented Moroccan team. Master. That's a brilliant move. Prince Belou go to the lane and that pump fake was just so good. Morocco offense. Yeah, you can put them in that same bracket. Frank just loses out on possession, and Morocco can go on the fast break. Prince Valou punishes again. Well, things not looking good in the third quarter. Look, in that second quarter, that was when Nigeria made their big spark, especially at the ending, cut it down to a 13-point lead. They haven't been able to get to single digits so far, but a 13-point lead wasn't a bad one at all for them. But in this third quarter, the offense has just failed them a bit. And now that the lead is at 15 again, it's going to be tough going into the final quarter of this game. Master, 15 to go. Just running down the clock, looking for the final possession of the game. Morocco, they look just so good. Gets it into the corner, and they heavily punish Nigeria for ball watching. That's the only way you can term this one. They were caught ball watching at that point, and Morocco are able to get another one to fall. Final quarter in this one for our pre-qualifiers for Efiba season 3. Nigeria in action against Morocco. Mind you, this is game 2 of Nigeria versus Morocco. Game 1, Nigeria did lose heavily to Morocco, and they're trying to prevent that from happening in this game too as well. But Morocco, I mean, yeah, these guys are tough. Like they're very, very tough. And that was a tough pump fake right there. They ballooned the lead up to 20, and now things looking extremely difficult for Team Niger. Let's break down of all of the teams that are participating in the African pre-qualifiers. We'll have, of course, the team that came in third last time out for Africa, Algeria. Look, the North Africans, they've dominated in the NBA 2K scene, in the Efiba scene. Actually, last year they were just tremendous, and it seems that Morocco hasn't lost a step at all. This is day one of the pre-qualifiers, and it's been crazy to watch them in action. Algeria, we've got Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, DR Congo, Egypt, Gabon, Mali, Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, all in the mix. So for the pre-qualifiers, if you're able to finish in the top two, I'm hearing, was it is it top four? I've got to be sure about that one. I'll of course get all of the details for you guys. If you're able to finish in the top of that table, you get to qualify for the regional qualifiers, which will begin on October 22nd. On October 22nd. So Nigeria have got to put up big performances in this pre-qualifier, so everything goes smoothly, and then they can make their way into the regional qualifiers. But at this point, the regional champs are looking very, very tough to beat. 3 minutes to go. Nigeria still have a way back in this game, but it's going to be tough, like really, really tough against this team. Michael from deep, and you hit it, cuts the lead to 14. I know it's a lot, but this is basketball we are talking of, and 3 minutes is a lot of time. Master, if they can get a stop here, that'll go a long way of helping them get the stop. But the rebound falls into Master's hand, and at least from deep will hit it. I mean, that's just really, really difficult to stop. When they kick it out like that, when you give them second chance opportunities, they are going to punish you, the Morocco. And they do that so, so well. Cut. They've opened up that lead again to 17, and it's now looking like it's it's a task that might just be undoable for these Nigerians. Go pass. Frank will dunk it on his head there. Nice possession from Team Nigeria. Mind you, this year's Efiba season 3, they've taken it up a notch. Last year, the finals was held in Jönköping, Sweden. This time, it will be held in the Philippines. Winner gets to take home a chunk of $50,000, guys. There's a lot on the line, and you kind of feel like all of the players on the virtual court right now understand what's happening. And they know what is at stake, and they've all brought their A games here today. And of course, in every game, we've got to have a winner and a loser. And so far, it's Morocco who have just been so, so good to watch. Frank gets a rebound, and they were able to slam it home on the pullback. But with just about a minute and 39 seconds to go, Morocco, I fear, have just put a lid on this game. Master. Last year's champions of the eFIBA USA, I'm sure they'll be coming in with a lot of heat. Um, with that target on their backs, like Morocco as well, being African champions with a target on your back, I know that can have a lot of pressure. But when you're a champion and you start in this fashion, it gives you a serious, serious boost. And look, watch out the other teams. I know Nigeria has played all of its games against Morocco now, so now they can put them at their rear view mirror. Now look forward to playing the likes of Angola, Togo, of course Guinea. They've already gotten points from them as well. So yeah. Final few seconds to go in this one. The Moroccans have just looked difficult to stop. On offense, they've been they've been crazy. On defense. The way they move their feet, like I mean, some of the defensive possessions we see from Morocco is just crazy. But there are some positives to take away from the Nigerian game. I like what we are seeing from the two guards, Michael and David. When they get into their sets, they look damn near unstoppable. When they get into um, running plays very early, because sometimes they can take their time. They take sometimes too much time from the game clock, and it kind of slows down the team's offense a bit. But I mean, you've got to find a way of cutting that out and shutting them out there, the Nigerians. Michael from deep to cut into the deficit, that won't go down, and that will just be that. With a couple of seconds to go, 9 seconds to go, it's not. It's two games that I'm sure Nigeria will have to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, we are looking forward to changing how things are going today. We are trying to sort things up, and there you see it. I mean, it's been a total avalanche from the Moroccans, and they get two wins out of two against Nigeria. But look, keep your heads up high. It's still a lot of games to go. They've got Angola coming up, they've got Togo coming up, and they're able to get maximum points against those guys. Then we know that there's a huge chance of them really qualifying into the regional qualifier. So it's not all said and done yet. Don't go anywhere, guys. There's still more action coming to you live from Efiba Season 3. Stick and stay with me. My name is Slimo, bringing you all of the action for Team Niger at this year's Efiba Season 3. All right, so here we go. Tip off is almost upon us. Nigeria going 0-2 in their first two games against Morocco. They need a huge bounce back, and could they get that against this Angolan team? The Angolan team also a team with some experience coming, having been that they participated also in the FIBA season two. Didn't go the way they wanted to, so you know they'll also be very very aggressive in season three. But there's tip off. We are ready, Nigeria. Can they have the bounce back game that they have been looking for? There's Michael, and that's the perfect way to open it up for them. Between Michael and Frank, working to perfection on that first possession. That's the way to start it. Like, I mean, you suffering against the Moroccans, you've got to start on offense very well. Well, that's a great response as well from Angola. Their point guard and big man connection, not bad at all, too. Looks like they're also getting in their groove pretty early in this game. Michael with Frank again, he rose to the rim. Well, that's a beautiful play. And Musa wide open. So we've seen a couple of them already today where Nigeria creates opportunities. Like with their movement, they create opportunities for wide open shots in the corners. But sometimes, just sometimes, they aren't able to knock down shots and it always hits them on the fast break. That time around, gets a three to fall. And they'll lead early in this game. Robinson for the Angolans in their traditional white and red kit, the answer. Well. You go, I go. That's how the game has gone so far already. It's looking like an enjoyable one, to be honest with you. Michael, inside with a finger roll. Wow. Yeah, the offense was shown out from Nigeria. Well, the defense kind of lost a bit early, but there's still a lot of time here to be played on 2K. Great steal. And there goes Michael. Will he take the whole defense on his own? Decides just relieve the pressure off himself trying to find David on that possession. But look, the defense has been good. It's been really good to start this game from Nigeria, but we need to see a lot more. Evandro in the corner for Angolo will cut down the baseline, and what a huge rejection! Says not on his watch. As Nigeria will gain possession back. Frank pump fake, can't get it to go. Would attempt another one and would just try to get it out of that danger zone. But look, these first 2 minutes have looked positive. They've looked different from what we saw against Morocco. Nigeria looking confident with the ball in their hands. Michael sets the pick again, and look at Frank just rolling to the basket and then making it so easy. But an impressive start from Team Nigeria already. Robinson for the Angolans. It's always something that you have to work on. And we see that a lot with the point guard and the big man. And it seems that Nigeria have worked on DSO. I'm a Superman out there. With a fiery dunk. Angola not going away soon. Great pass again. This time the connection Michael to David, the two guards. Putting Niger on their backs. Look, they're responsible for most of the scoring against Morocco. And they might have to be it again here today. Go pass into Elijah in the corner. That's a great steal. Niger on the fast break. Can they execute? It was one part of their game that they really do well against Morocco this time. This time, though, they are changing things up. That's the way to go about it, Robinson. Taking a side to survey the defense. Will get space with it. Can handle the rock. As Niger on the fast break again. Can they make a back-to-back position on the fast break? Leave it out for David. Then great screen from Frank. Open space for David to try it from downtown. And splash it goes. Nigeria looking for a bounce back game, and it started in the best way possible. Opened up a 5 point lead heading into the last few seconds of the first quarter. But look, I'm not going anywhere soon. It's been impressive the way they've been patient with the way they want to do it. They've been methodic about their offense sometimes, and their defense hasn't been bad at all. They've really given Nigeria one hell of a run in this first quarter. Robinson, as shifty as you can think of, Evandro will knock you down. Wow, they look like that one was going to fall, and sometimes you can call that shooter's luck, but the luck, I kind of feels like luck only comes to those who deserve it. And their goal line certainly did deserve it on that possession. They worked out so well. Oh, Evandro looks like a man on a mission. It looks like a man who wants to tear everything apart in front of him. And he cuts the lead to four. Strong finish to the quarter from the Angolans. Just point 0.7 to go. Nigeria, can they get a shot off? It will have to be quick inbound. They get it out of the buzzer. That one can't fall, but good start to the first quarter from Team Nigeria. That's more like it from them. Now, can they channel that energy into the second quarter? But you've got to be careful of the Angolans. The way they ended that um, second quarter, you've got to be careful. And look how they started it. The second quarter again. I mean, these guys don't know when to quit. Frank will set it up again. Michael will leave it up to Frank in the paint. Has to get rid of it quickly. And that's a nice spin move right there. Kind of felt like he was playing his way into trouble, but that's a really, really nice spin move. Robinson, Evandro, surveying his options, and that's a huge rejection. Huge rejection from the big man to send it out of bounds. Now, in this area, one of the best defensive players on this Niger team for sure. And the violation comes 5 second violation. We don't see that too many times. But that's due to the intense defense of the Eagles. Nigeria on offense again. We'll find Musa in the corner. He usually knocks that down. Not the pressure of the situation getting to him. But look, there's going to be loads and loads of more opportunities for him. Evandro, who's been really tight for this Angolan team so far. Robinson with 7 seconds to shoot. They get it down the baseline, and just defense coming to the rescue again. It's been their forte of this game so far, and it's been a tight and cagey affair. Frank in the corner will have to hit this one, and he does from way downtown. Balloons the lead up to 6. Mind you, the live broadcast of the Nigeria's feed and Efiba Season 3 brought to you by GG Arena, guys. If you're here enjoying all of the action, kindly share the live stream to others joining the fun too. Nigeria needs the support. We need your support. Let me see your support in the chat. Michael, Shifty, with 7 seconds to go. This is something special. But he couldn't cap it off with a bucket. Tried to go for that mid-range jumper, but look, Nigeria's defense is suffocating. Angola, look, on some possessions, they've rushed with how they want to move the ball around sometimes, but you've got to credit Nigerians' defense in this game. It looks really tight, but they just can't hold on to it. Maybe commentators jinx working his magic there. Evandro from deep. You nail it. It's down to 3 now. Nigeria have got to be careful. They've got to be safe with that ball. There's been too many turnovers from them. Rebound Frank. Kicking it into David. Try that two-man game again with Frank. Angola's defense now stepping up a notch. David will try it from outside. And the rebound back to the Angolans. They'll have a chance to level it. Robinson, that's a nice one. That jumper looked pretty pure. And he just couldn't get it to go. There he is. And looked like he wanted to catch a body. Wanted to catch a body. Gets the free throws to go down. This one has been a close game from start to finish. Nigeria has led I think almost all the way, but they haven't led convincingly yet. Angola's defense and their offense, time and time again, proves to be very stubborn. Evandro, Olivandro Pio this time tries the mid range and he does a silky smooth. So smooth. A couple of jab steps right there to create the space, and that was just beautiful separation from Evandro in that mid range area. David controlling affairs at the top of the key. That's kind of a forced shot, but when you've got Frank in the mix, you always know he can grab that rebound. But just on that possession, Robinson tried again with Evandro. The Angolans now pushing for their offense to pick up, and it does. We are level for the very first time in the game. Angola, who started quite slowly, have worked their way back in this one as Frank will take the lead back for Nigeria. But credit to Angola, they've stuck in there, they've held up in there, and they're making this one a very tough one for Team Nigeria. Evandro from deep. The three ball now falling. It's falling everywhere. Everybody's shots now falling for Angola and the lead for the very first time. Wow. That 3 point percentage certainly going up. Angola doesn't have any more fouls to give. And as Nigeria and the bonus, every single foul will see them head to the free throw line. Mind you, this is day one of our pre-qualifiers. Nigeria are in the group with African champions Morocco, who we did see them in action earlier. Played 2 games against them and unfortunately lost. They're also in the group with those we are kindly seeing on the virtual pitch, Angola. Also in action with Togo and Guinea. Angola up by one. 17 seconds to go. Shifty Michael will get into David down the baseline. And that was a wide open one. How did he not finish it? Michael has 3 seconds on the shot clock at the buzzer. They regain their lead with virtually eighth of a second to go. Team Nigeria. Beautiful possession right there. And they regain their lead heading at halftime. Wow, 31 points to 30. But look at that 3 point percentage from the Angolan 67%. That is just out of this world. They are they are looking like snipers from deep. And for Nigeria, they've got to find a way to get some perimeter defense going. Right into the second half, hoping that Nigeria can just take their time and work their way back into the game. I like that start, but going into that end of the second quarter, they just gave the Angolans a way back in. Nigeria, first possession of the second half. Michael just playing with the rock a bit and he loses it out. And Angola will move on the fast break. Robinson takes his time with the ball. Try to pass it out. They've got open lane. Nigerians defense staying in put. Angola did find a way to get it into the corner, but unable to knock it down. And Nigeria will come up with it on offense. Great 10. It's an open space. How many times have we seen that from Michael already? When the ball in his hands, you know, something is going to happen. Wow. Nigeria putting on a show, but they've got to continue in that same format because Angola don't look like they're going anywhere. They try a 3 point attempt, and the ball just fell into an Angolan hand right there. Robinson again. And you see on the shot clock with 2 seconds to go. Oh no. That's a tough foul to concede with just 1 second to go. That foul they just gave away right there, Nigeria. I mean, it's a tough one to concede because you've done all the work on the defensive end. You almost got a stop and the foul for Michael at that last end. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one for Nigeria to take in, but they'll bounce back with a huge three. Lead still in favor of the Nigerians. No match though. And one. Frank slamming it home. And he'll have a chance to complete a 3-point play at the free throw line. Can't hit the free throw though. Really poor one from Frank. But the Angolans just hanging around Evandro. Oh, from the big man. That looked like doing a beat-esque movement. Robinson into Evandro. They've got 7 seconds on the shot clock to get something up. They get it into Evandro. Pump fake Evandro. Right on the money. With the shot clock expiring. I mean, teams who have the ability to work the whole 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 7 seconds, be it as it may, and leave it down to the right final second to hit a shot. Yeah, those teams are really, really deadly because they are always going to work you. Frank gets the loose ball. Game now tied at 38. 7 seconds to go for Nigeria. Open shooter, Michael. You can't leave him wide open. He's always going to punish you. There's the lead straight right back for Nigeria. And that was just excellent patience. Really good patience from Frank right there. Evandro tries to attempt from deep and the rebound goes back to Frank. He's been positive in this game. I like how he's crashing the boards. He's not giving Evandro too many of those rebounds. When you give teams second chance opportunities, they always have a way of punishing you. Michael again. Woo! Explosive, that's the word. Fiery from the star guard. Robinson. Angola. They come again with it. I mean, there's two Evandros on the pitch. I don't know if they're brothers, but we've got Evandro Pio and just Evandro. So we'll now address the other one as Pio, and then Evandro also in the mix. I think Evandro is actually the one playing that center position, but Pio is in that power forward position. Nigerian stance on defense looks good. Can they defend against Robinson? They can. But Pio is able to grab a huge rebound for Angola, and they'll have a new shot clock. Well, they actually go to the free throw line. Was Nigeria? Okay. Angola is in the bonus. They're in the bonus currently, and every single foul that Nigeria concedes, they will go to the line. 50 seconds to go. That's not the way to go about it. Nigeria on the fast break, they try to go quick and they get in another foul. And they will have Angola going back to the line. Well, what a turn of events. Nigeria, I mean, they've had this habit of not finishing quarters well, and those demons are coming back to haunt them. Michael, 40 seconds to go. From deep, hits it. Well, it was actually a 2 pointer. Came inside that 3 point line, but I mean, what we've seen from some of these possessions is when you've got patience, it can sometimes pay off. When you need to go quick, you've got to go quick. Frank for PO, great defense again. Here they come on the fast break. Niger, they've got bodies from Michael just decides to slow it down. It's an open shoot in the corner. And no way that didn't go in. But Frank cleaning up the boards. And he'll make it work. Robinson. Peel, 7 seconds to go. Angola, can they execute now? Great ball movements. Can't get it to fall. And Nigeria will take a 7 point lead into the fourth quarter. Mind you, they lost their first two games against Morocco. So this win is a must win for Nigeria. It's a must win for the boys in green and white. It is a serious, serious must win for them. And let's find out in these final few minutes if they can hang on. Robinson, Pio, Angola. I mean, if they want to work their way back in this game, I'm suggesting a quicker offense. We've just seen too many times where they ran that short clock down. Well, that was actually a well worked one. I mean, where the offensive player cut from looked like a backdoor cut. Nobody was marking him, but they've got to get into their offense much quicker. Getting your shots really quick gives an opportunity for your big man to be able to get rebounds. Frank into open space, but a timeout from Michael just to restart that play again. Kind of looked lethargic and slow on that possession. Michael, 7 seconds to go. We'll find David. Another room with a big man on him. You know that was always going to be tough. Musa has got to release that one from the mid-range area. Not good enough. Out of bounds. The ball will go straight right back to the Angolans. Lead still intact at 7 for Nigeria. Robinson again at the helm of affairs. He's been quiet after those huge quarters in the first and second. They'll need him to get going if there's any chance of a comeback against this Nigerian team. Robinson will take his time and find PU. Now, time running of that shot clock. Great contest, but an even better shot. PU with a hand in his face. That's timing to perfection. Michael will take his time. We'll see a step back three there. Wow. Explosion to the basket. And that's just beautiful stuff from Michael. Wow. That's what great offensive players do. I mean, it kind of feels like a magnet. He's drawing so many defenders to him. It gets confusing at times. We saw it with Master on the Moroccan team. He did that to the Nigerian defense. And now Michael is showing that he's got that in his bag as well. Evandro, Interpeel, pass the rock around pretty well. And that's an interesting one, but great defensive start from Nigeria. Can they convert from this fast break? It's not been their forte so far. And this time they'll take their time to get the best possible looking shot. And this one was one right there. But Frank now with the pump fake, easy to. They open up that lead to 9 with 2 minutes to go. Nigeria almost there from securing their first win at Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers. Robinson, nice jumper, tough jumper actually, but Nigeria punished them with a three of their own, and now the lead into a double digits one. 12-point lead for Nigeria, and it's a really healthy one with about a minute and 50 to go. Great steal again. David always has a tendency of getting his hands into a position that he's likely to get the ball. That's what great guards do. You can remember, of course, Marcus Smart, a defensive player of the year who always had a knack of doing that with steals, Gary Payton. I mean, even Shea Alexander does that. And great guards always have the sense, the knack of getting their hands into those. I call them the cookie jars. And you could always be rewarded. There's Musa also getting in on the act. They steal the ball in Nigeria. They're looking confident on defense. They can't open shot. Can't hit it. But Frank has just been massive on the board. That was interesting the way he lost that one. But Nigeria getting closer and closer to securing a win. Wani from the mid-range area. Look at it at 10, but is that just too late for the Angolans? Nigeria taking this game by the scruff of the neck. It was rougher in in that second quarter, but as the game continued. They've now settled. They look smoother. I mean, Michael already has got 23 points. And that's a nice one. Oh! Jaw breaking move, breaking ankles in there. And that was a pretty nice one. Could have sparked something new for Angola. They have to get a stop here, but Nigeria playing the clock game very well. Michael from mid range, Frank again. How many of these offensive rebounds have we seen him get? It's been huge. It's been so huge, but look, that highlight reel of the crossover was just madness. Just straight up madness. Took his soul, snatched it so right there. But I'm sure Team Nigeria won't care at all. They're getting the win, and that's the most important thing for them. Michael, 1 second to shoot it, able to get it to go. And that's a buzzer. That trickles in. Robinson with space. You'll be able to get in. Oh! Swats that one away, Frank. I mean, these guys just been tremendous and they've not rewarded the big man. Board man gets paid. And he has certainly paid off for Frank right here. He's been my player of the game. He's been impactful on offense, on defense. He's been crashing the boards when he needs to, giving his team second chance opportunities, and it's led his team to this big victory. Nigeria will pick up their first win of Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers, and they'll get a huge win to go down against Angola. 65 to 49. What a game for Nigeria, and now can they carry on to get more wins? I mean, Frank was huge, getting 14 boards, 23 points and 14 boards is crazy work. Michael also chipping in with 20. We saw David also getting 17 right there. And it's just a collective effort from these guys. A much better 3 point shooting performance from them. Angola were hot to start. Like, I mean, Evandro looked like he wasn't going to miss at all. Shooting 6 from 10, 60% from 3 is just crazy work. But the Nigerians able to hold on, grabbing a really strong win in that one. And then now, can
Can
they
they
use
use
that
that
momentum?
momentum?
Can
Can
they
they
channel
channel
into
into
that
that
momentum
momentum
of
of
that
that
huge
huge
win
win
to
to
possibly
possibly
get
get
more
more
wins
wins
on
on
the
the
board?
board?
It's
It's
been
been
a
a
massive
massive
time
time
here
here
so
so
far,
far,
but
but
we
we
are
are
not
not
done
done
yet.
yet.
A
A
couple
couple
of
of
games
games
to
to
go.
go.
Don't
Don't
go
go
anywhere.
anywhere.
Don't
Don't
touch
touch
that
that
dial
dial
right
right
here
here
on
on
GG
GG
Arena
Arena
Efiba
Efiba stream
for,
for,
of
of
course,
course,
season
season
two,
two,
the
the
best
best
of
of
the
the
best
best
African
African
countries
countries
going
going
head
head
to
to
head.
head.
And
And
NBA
NBA
2K25
2K25
Pro,
Pro,
I'm
I'm
game
game
mode.
mode.
Mind
Mind
you,
you,
$50,000
$50,000
up
up
for
for
grabs
grabs
if
if
you
you
make
make
your
your
way
way
into
into
the
the
grand
grand
finals
finals
in
in
Philippines.
Philippines.
I'll
I'll
take
take
a
a
quick
quick
breather.
breather.
I'll
I'll
be
be
back
back
with
with
more
more
of
of
the
the
action.
action.
Wait. He sent your names, and I saw Michael there. Or is it not Michael? Wait. So the names I got was Michael, I got Musa, I got Frank, and I got David. I don't know. Are those not the names? All right. Yeah, are you guys playing Angola again? All right. Let's get it done. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Match number 4 on its way for Nigeria, coming up against Morocco once, sorry, Angola once again. I mean, for this game, coming off the back of that huge win against Angola, you'd think that Angola will come in this one aggressive. If Nigeria can weather the storm early, the Nigerian players can weather the storm early in those first few minutes, then you know they can hold this Angolan team down. But the statistics, I mean, especially from deep or from 3 point land, heavily favors Angola. Now that that tip off has really started, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Nigerians do start this one. And it seems like they're going to start the way they did start that first game against Angola. Mind you, if you just joined, this is Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifier stream brought to you by GG Arena. Nigeria's action being broadcasted live right here. So if you're enjoying the action, kindly hit that subscribe button. Share the link, guys, to join in the fun. Evandro, from deep again. The Angolans already want to get to their spots. From 3 point line, I think after the third quarter, they were shooting like 60% from three, and Evandro shot 60% himself. 6 out of 10 from deep was just crazy work. Trying to do a big man move that you get it back into Robinson, and now they remind us how good of a 3 point shooting team they can be. There's David with a smooth jumper in there as well. Robinson will get in the lane and had a lot of bodies, and the way they move that ball. I mean, finding the open man in this game sometimes it's not as easy as you think, but the Angolans do that pretty well. Like they move around the rock so well, especially Robinson when he's driving to the lane, he's scanning the areas, and that's always a good sign of a really great point guard. And I feel like Robinson is in that category. David, he's smooth, and Frank just goes back to what he does best, finishing at the rim. As Nigeria will take an early lead in this one. David so far has looked strong. His point guard displays have been very key. Here they go on the fast break. There comes Michael. Oh, that's certainly a slam to remember. Early in this game, that could build momentum for Niger. Evandro in the mid-range, totally uncontested. Everybody lost on defense from Nigeria. I think they were still celebrating that nice jump from Michael earlier, but great start from Nigeria again. Michael, wait, what's he on? In his first few minutes, he's been jumping out the gym. Wow, two huge monster dunks already from Michael to open us up. Evandro, Peel, open space. So find Robinson. Great way they work the ball and they now draw the foul. That's what I was speaking of earlier from the Angolans. One thing you can't take away from them is their ball progression and their ball movement. Kind of feels like um I wouldn't say exactly like the 17-18 Warriors ball movement, but they've got it in a way. Like Steph scans around, he's running around. Robinson does that a lot, and they're trying to move the ball to the best possible shot, and they do that so well. Rebound, Frank crashing the boards again, but Ivano says this time you're not going to get it easy. Ooh, that was smooth. That was smooth from Angola. Well. Yeah, we knew this one was not going to be easy at all. Having beat the Angolans in that game heavily, you knew they'll come in with a fiery start, and they have certainly started fiery. Robinson on the 10, just a little bump from Mustafa right there, but great defense from the Nigerian forward. 2K25, when it was released earlier, a lot of these teams, a lot of these countries had expectations for Efiba season 3 coming around. Um, a lot of these players started training pretty early, and that's how come they are this good in the game. Efiba season 2, I had the pleasure of witnessing like just greatness from some of those players, especially the USA team that went on to win, like Warnock and everybody else that really put in the work for Team USA. Congratulations to them last year. But now that they've got the target on their backs, the question is, can they hold on to it? For Morocco, they've already started pretty well, and for the NBA season starting in a couple of days, it's just nice that it intertwines with Efiba, and it will be interesting to see how everything pans out when the NBA does resume. Here comes David. Back to that two-man game with Frank. You set the screen, rolls to the basket, gives an option of the rebound by Evandro is there. And he's done a better job of sticking to his man in this game, Evandro. Um, Look, Frank had 15 plus rebounds in game one. And as a big man, when the opposing big man has so many of those rebounds, and when most of them are offensive rebounds, you know you didn't do a very good job. So it seems like Evandro has gone back to that drawing board and he's doing very well with these rebounds. Just settling things down for Team Angola, and that's how come this game is really tight. Open space for Frank. That's just beautiful. That's just excellent play. But I think the time had run out. So in the corner, Mustafa had to shoot that one. Decided to go for the easy pass, but that shot wasn't going to count. And now Angola will get the rock back. Pio will find Evandro from deep again. We know how good these Angolans are from the three-point line, but they haven't been able to replicate that 60% shooting. Speaking of replicating dunks, there's the Nigerian team on the fast break again. It's something that we've said time and time again that they've got to work on, and they kind of feel like they have worked on that. Angola, well, they're getting their shooting boots back. They are getting their shooting groove back again. We are tied at 18. At one point in time in the other game as well, we were tied. And now we are back to where it all started. Evandro, great defense. That's a great steal from Franco already. He's been possibly the most impactful defender so far today for Nigeria. And you start the connection off with Michael, and that's just beautiful. Look, screen and roll action in NBA 2K25 can seem easy on the eye, but if you've not got that chemistry, that connection with your point guard as a big man, it always doesn't come off, and when it doesn't come off, it looks nasty because you take time off the shot clock, you clog up the paint sometimes, and you make things a lot more difficult and stressful on the offensive end. So kudos to both Frank and Michael. I think they've done that perfectly well. Michael, shifty as he can, he gets it to Frank again, and that connection is just seamless right now. Unstoppable, that duo. Everything falling for Nigeria, up by 4. Robinson will find Wani. Can they find their shooting groove? They've kind of struggled from deep a bit. Leo with space. They don't struggle for too long, this Angolan team. They know how to bounce back when they want to. Great shot to half the deficit. Frank will take a mid-range jumper himself, which usually he's not known for. He's not usually the stretch five that the modern day basketball player is, but he's one hell of a defender. He's one hell of a center, and he's a huge, huge part of what this Nigeria team wants to do. Evandro, knowing that they did lose those 2 games against Morocco, I'm sure it's on their minds that they've got to find a way to win these 2 games against Angola as well. Time running out. Angola find a way to get it. Oh, Nigeria did everything really, really well. That defense suffocated the Angolans. But I like one thing about this Nigeria offense. Even when they give away easy buckets, they find a way to pick themselves up very well. And that's a mark of a very good basketball team. They've got that in them. They don't dwell on the mistakes for too long. And they always find a way to bounce back. The Angolans as well, they do that well too. So both teams perfectly balanced at this point. Just a 1 point lead for Angola. Go pass. We'll find Michael. Mustafa in the corner. Michael again will take some time off the clock. Try to work up what has been an interesting possession from them. Frank trying to crash the boards. But this time, Evandro doing a perfect job of boxing him out. Evandro again. Oh, he looks like someone who wants to crash the boards this time. But he just rules that one out of play. And possession goes straight right back to Team Niger. Great 10. Oh, two-handed slam. Two for protection, guys. Nigeria regain the lead and back and forth we go. Proper basketball game. Look, if you've heard this score before, I think this one is the perfect description of it. Basketball is a game of runs. And Angola have gone on their run, like their 3 point barraging run. And now it feels like it's Niger's turn to do that. Up by 4 in this game. 40 seconds to go in the second quarter before the halftime whistle. Goals! Huge stop. Mustafa getting back on defense and getting that block. Robinson, 9 pass into Peel. Great defensive stance from the Nigerian so far. Peel will take an uncontested jumper and that will fall. We've had lapses in defense in some of the possessions from Nigeria, but it's bound to happen because it's such a long game. It's such um, a game where I wouldn't say you can have concentration for 100%. Like there will be lacking concentration sometimes, but if it happens too often, you will be in trouble. And Nigeria have found a way to control the concentration so far. Great shot from the Angolans once again, getting those 3 pointers to fall. David for Michael. Shot clock going down, had to force that one up as the half will come to an end. Very, very close. Nigeria currently up by just that single point. Both Michael and David, the guards, on 11 points, 3 assists each. Mustafa himself has been able to also contribute heavily. That 3 point presented a bit down for the Angolans, but 40% is not bad at all. Going to the second half with for Nigeria, it's the leaning too much on offense for me. The defense has been lacking a bit because of how well Angola moved the ball. And no, you're not going to get a stop on every possession, but I mean, you've got to defend in situations like those. Frank has got to do better with a big man on him, and that time around, Angola making them pay. Nice move, David. A shimmy move into the area. We'll leave it up to Michael, and that's a beautiful one. That's a smooth three. Leo, we'll find Pio. Angola, shot clock running down into 7. Evandro will get the foul though. Tried to make it a 3 point play, but unable to finish with that one. But we'll go to the line and we'll have a chance to tie the game again. It's been back and forth between these two teams. You can't tell who is going to win this game. And I was expecting this from Angola actually, being beaten heavily by Nigeria. They've got their own egos, and going into this game, you felt like they will be aggressive. There is Frank trying to get the ball, but I mean, the 3 point attempt, swishing that one. Evandro, open lane, left-handed slam. Angola ain't going nowhere. They are not going nowhere. They just look so good on offense so far. I wouldn't say too much that Nigeria's defense has been bad, but I'll give the credit to Angola's offense. They've been very, very good. The likes of their two big men have been very impressive, of course, with Robinson as well at the helm of affairs at the point guard role. But Evandro and Pio look good. Like they really, really look good. Yes, Pio, that aforementioned player, Leo, from the corner, and he's been making a couple of those. That time he just couldn't finish. Pio under the basket. That's what we call a grown man move. It's you score, I score in this game. No matter separate both sides. Michael will try a shot from downtown. Franco get the rebound. Pump fake. He can't get just to finish it up with an end one. But the shot will not fall, and it will take him to the line. With how these games are going and how everything looks difficult so far, you've got to start hitting your free throws. Frank goes 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, not bad at all. But with how powerful these are, go, let's look from deep. As they almost hit that one as well, that would have been back-to-back U3s for them. Michael, go pass into Frank, the offense. Looking a lot more quicker now. Frank will roll to the basket as Michael ignores that one. Great 10 with space into the mid-range area. Can't hit the Frank huge rebound. These offensive rebounds now coming for the big man. Enter there. And it all comes to fruition. The kick out back to his guard. Michael makes it count. That's great defense again. Nigeria now cooking on offense. And they look like a team rejuvenized. Michael, two-man game with Frank again. You get into the mid-range area this time. Let it flow. The offense coming together for these Nigerians, and they've had a huge run, taking that lead to 7. Well, Gola, that's reminding us that, I mean, they've got a couple of bad spells, but that shouldn't define what their game is, and that's what NBA 2K is all about. If you go bad spells, if you're able to come out of those slumps, it could really go a long way of helping you to win games. Michael, with Frank again. Shot clock down to 3. He'll force it up into Mustafa with a crazily contested jumper, and Angola doing very well on that position. I mean, Michael did take too long to get into those offensive set, but this way you've also got to credit Angola with that one. But look at everybody scrambling back for Nigeria. That is total teamwork on the defensive end, and that is certainly well deserved. Frank will take his time with it, with the defense just swelling all over him. Frank again, the big man gets it to the painted area. You leave it up to Michael to do his work. 2 seconds to shoot. It's in the mid-range area. Splash! That is perfectly executed. Shot clock running up. Didn't phase him up at all. What pressure. He's able to knock it down, and the lead is back to 7. Evandro from deep to cut it to 4. No way. 11 seconds to go. Will this be a crazy finish from Nigeria? And it won't be. And one. 22 points already for Michael. And he looks like he wants to go for possible 30 in this game. He's gone on this huge run to get Nigeria a lot more comfortable going into the fourth quarter. And that could go a long, long way and possibly securing a dub for them. Final quarter in this one. If you just joined, this is Efiba Day 1 pre-qualifier stream. Nigeria in their first 2 games against Morocco, unfortunately lost, but with a huge bounce back win against Angola, they could possibly have 2 wins on the bounce if they're able to hold on here. Frank, another board for David as he's fouled on that jumper, and he'll go to the line himself. So at this point, Michael with 24 and David has got 14. The backbone of the offense. Yeah, they are doing a lot for this team. But kudos to everybody in the Nigerian team. I mean, where the effort is really showing is on defense. Really went through a really good stretch in that third quarter, and they've made things work. And now, kind of in a comfortable spot. But hey, it's still 4 minutes to go. And these Angolans, you can't rise them off. If they hit a couple of threes, Nigeria could be in trouble. Pio, pump fake. Great defense from Nigeria. Leo from downtown won't be able to get to Aspio will grab a board. Evandro, second chance possession and to make it count. They are liking these guys. and they cut the lead to 7. I told you if they're able to hit a couple of threes, Nigeria could be in trouble. Michael, as shifty as ever, and it makes it look as easy as possible as well. This guy certainly a contender for MVP of the game. He's been crazy so far. Leo, pump fake, cutting to peel. And every single time Angola have got the ball, they look like a team that want to get a 3-point shot off. But they know the way to bait their opponent into thinking that, and then they can find an easy two. If they're able to lean into that a lot of times, I think they could make a comeback in this game because Nigeria's defense after the third quarter hasn't looked all that good. One from distance, and they'll knock it down. Lead cut to 6. Are we going to have a comeback on our hands, or Nigeria going to close this one out? Michael will take his time with possession. Will try it from deep, but there's Frank again. You notice how every single time Michael is about to take a shot, he waits. He waits for his big man to get under the rim and to possibly grab a rebound there. And Frank has done a tremendous job of doing that. But on offense, they've kind of been rusty a bit. Wani! Well, well, well. Here come the Angolans. Their 3-point stroke is back. And Nigeria have got to be careful. One in the corner has just looked lethal. Himself and Leo. David, they need this possession to go away, but a huge defensive stop. What a block from Leo to set off the Angolans. Can he make this possession count? Peel. Fake shot into space. Robinson. Without firing, these guys have been from 3. It wouldn't be surprising if they hit another shot that time along too. Unable to go down, and Franco bring it up. Nigeria have got to be careful. They cannot afford those costly turnovers again. Michael, hold on to it. Try to get it into Frank and just give it away. The turnovers just haunting the Nigerians at this point. Wani, can he get it again that time? Unlucky. Almost always has the shooter's touch. That time, just unable to finish it. Frank. Time is now their friends there, Nigeria, and a huge shot from Mustafa. Huge shot from the corner, and that's a shot that gives them relief. That that I mean, it takes the pressure off of them a little bit. But 6.2 possession game, Angola is still around. Robinson, he also try and attempt from deep, and he will be unable to finish it. Look, Angola, when they come heavily reliant on the 3 ball, they become a lot more predictable. That time they weren't too predictable. They got an open shot, but Robinson, he's not been as lethal from 3 like the others, and he just misses out on that possession. Michael, shifty, oh, and that could be the dagger right there. Balloons the lead up to 9, makes it a 3 possession game. And with just a minute to go, Nigeria could have all but sealed the deal. Rebound, Mustafa. Yeah, they go the fast break from deep. Michael again. That's the dagger right there. That's the nail in the coffin. That's win number 2 in the bag for Team Nigeria. And Michael from distance has been masterful. This is the display we all came here to see. This is the Nigeria team that has got the guts, that has got everything it takes to go all the way. Frank again, getting on the ball, just smashing it. 40 seconds to go. Nigeria have just been doing superb. That third quarter, especially the ending of the second quarter, was good. I complained a little bit about how they ended quarters, but I like what I'm seeing from this game. They've been everything you'd want in a team that needs wins, a team that lost their first 2 games, and you can't say they don't deserve this win. They've played very, very well. Sometimes they take too long with possession, but it always works out for them. Mustafa to wrap salt in the wound that time. He won't be able to get that shot to go down. But what a performance! 30 piece. 30 piece for Michael, and it's just been massive from the guy out there. 30 and 4 actually, 30 points, 4 assists from Michael. He's been instrumental to how this team plays. And look, he promised that he was going to go all out, and he showed out. He has certainly showed out. David also contributing with 18 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Mustafa also having 6.5 boards. And look, Frank, he was kept quiet in that first half by Evandro. But as the
The
game
game
progressed,
progressed. He almost felt like when he grew into it, now grabbing onto those boards, boxing out very well. Evandro lost himself a bit, but Frank also a huge part of that game. They have as big of a game as he did in that first game against Angola, but he came up clutch when it was needed. And Nigeria get 2 wins on the bounce. Huge momentum going into the rest of the games. What a day it has been already, and we are not done yet. More action coming from Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers.
Final matches of the day against Togo, Nigeria, who have had a strong bounce back in today's pre-qualifiers, are looking to end today on a high. And if they can pull this off, they've got a strong chance of making it into the regional qualifiers. Mind you, there are three separate groups for all of the teams in Africa, and if you can make top two, you stand a chance of going into the regional qualifier. So this one is a very, very huge game. I'll be updating you guys on how the standings are looking like for the rest of the teams in this group for Team Nigeria. But this one, Nigeria will be taking on Togo, and for Togo, they've lost two of their games as well. So they'll be looking to come in this one aggressive, as Frank will get the first point on board for the Nigerians. Yeah, so for Group 3, in which Nigeria finds itself, Morocco currently leads that group with 6 points, getting all of those wins against Nigeria and also beating Angola earlier. Nigeria currently sitting on 5 points as they also got 2 wins against Angola. Angola sits in third. They also beat Togo with also those 5 points. They later face Morocco, and then Togo currently sits at fourth with Guinea at the bottom for defeating most of their games. So, I mean, going into this one, Nigeria are heavy favorites to beat Togo, but knowing what transpired in Efiba season 2, you cannot rest on your laurels, and you know that the games that you'd expect yourself to win, you could actually go on to lose. So the Nigerian team certainly will not be taking this one easy at all. First jumper for David, as he won't get it to fall there. Elsewhere, how things are going down are Group 2 sees the North Africans, Algeria. I mean, the North Africans are just dominating everywhere so far. Algeria currently sitting in first place with 10 points. Benin coming in second with 9. Cameroon, Gabon, Kenya, and Liberia follow on. And then finally in Group 1, also the North Africans, Egypt again. I mean, these guys they look unstoppable right now. I mean, Egypt last year they were crazy. This year, yeah, it seems like they're on that same trajectory once again. They've also accumulated 8 points. Ivory Coast coming second closely with 7 points, and then Tunisia with 6. Back to this Nigeria Togo game. They've got open space with the open shooter, and he makes it count. Early 4 point lead for Team Nigeria against Togo, trying to wrap up this day one with perfection. Look here to for CA. Driving down the lane and just looking for the open space, but that Niger defense not budging at all, forcing him into an open shot. Locator with a huge rebound to get another crack at it. And the Niger defense standing strong, standing firm right onto this point. Ricardo for Togo. CA who tries effort from 3 again, but Locato on the boards. Look, he's been crazy in these first few minutes. Now, where's Frank, the board's crasher? So far, nowhere to be found, and they are punished with a backdoor cut. With a nice finish from Togo to cut the deficit into 2. They got opportunity after opportunity with second chance opportunity, third chance opportunity, and they will make you pay. Nigeria, though, respond with a huge 3 of their own. See, we find Locato contested jumper that was definitely going to be difficult to hit. Like, if you play 2K25, if not just even 2K25, like in specific, to be specific, like any 2K you've played 2K, 12, 13, 14, if at any 2K that you've played, and contested jumpers are difficult to hit. Like your timers have got to be crazy, and when it's in pro-am game mode, you know it's always going to be tough. Nigeria early 8 point lead. These guys are being aggressive, want to take all of the points in this game, want to finish the day on a high. So far, they've just lost those 2 games against African champions Morocco. The lead balloons up to 10. Here comes Morocco again. Ricardo will call for the pick, kind of ignores it a bit and goes for the other option, but the defense of Nigeria proving to be very stubborn as they knock that one out of bounds. what just happened? Like that was so interesting to see. It was an inbounds play, and it seems like the Togo player just couldn't handle the ball, and he knocks that one out of bounds. Possession goes through right back to Niger, and Frank gets his name on the board and also registers some really easy, quick points. Nigeria pulling away already. I mean, getting the groove of beating that tough Angola team back to back just settles the team. See, from deep and you drill it. Togo needed that one to fall, and now they come back with a single digit deficit. Michael, as shifty as always, and you get into the mid range. Frank will grab it on the board. I mean, for Nigeria, what they've done well with Frank is he always finds a way to box out his opponent. The only game that I think he struggled a little bit was against Morocco in those two games. So boxing out was difficult because they kept sending two bodies to the paint. Both the power forward and the center were making their way into the painted area. So it was always tough for Frank. But against Angola, against Togo right now, I'm seeing him get back to that groove that we all know he can get him on Chang. Not the quickest of players. And he got to the rim pretty easily. The defense of Nigeria now a little bit questionable, but he'll get space with Frank. Knock it back out to Michael. Gets separation from the three. Attempted, but just misses it on that one. Togo, a team that you cannot write off at all. A team that creates opportunities for itself. A team that has been well documented as a team that can make a heavy comeback if you give them an opportunity to moonshine again or halve it into five. 3 minutes away from ending this half. It's been a quite dominant one from Nigeria. Togo, though, not budging at all, still creating good offense, still hitting their shots and just giving themselves a chance in this game. Ricardo hits it to Moon Chang, and he had hands all over his face. That was a strong one. The Moon Chang can sometimes be a streaky shooter, but that time around, made it count with a shot. And he takes his team with him for Michael. We'll find Frank will slam it home. Two hands for protection that time. There's Michael. So safety got separation. Thought was going to launch that, but instead leaves it up for David, who tried the mid-range jumper, but Frank again. I mean, the second chance opportunities are just coming for this guy. Now, can he complete the 3-point play? Gets the free throw to roll in, and it's just much deserved. We'll probably see a double-digit figure game from him again, possibly like what 10 and 15. He's been averaging that throughout the whole of the day one in the pre-qualifying stages. Nigeria looks strong. Michael, go pass! And now they are feeding the big man. Big man is going to work, and he is really eating off of those passes. Ricardo, faced by heavy defense, great steal, and they can set them on the fast break. Michael will get it to the open space, can hit that. So there's Frank again to clean it up. It's all he's been doing today. And he's done that so well for this team. Sets them in the right direction. 11-point lead now. Say, try midway jumper on his own. Another defense suffocating the Togolese. Step back jumper. Can't hit it. Nigeria now just riding the wave of the momentum. Munchang, they need the offense to come back there to go. They've been really quiet with the Munchang with his mid-range jumper of his own. They've just not quite been falling for the Togolese as another 3-pointer will fall for Team Nigeria. And these lot look confident. They look really, really confident with those strokes. See, replies heavily for Togo. They needed that one. Like, really, really needed that one. Frank is just cooking. I mean, he's had 8 boards so far. Tells you he's made good runs. The communication has been there. He's built the chemistry with his teammates, and they're just enjoying themselves out there. Moonshang, wide open jumper, can't hit it. Frank will bring the ball up. I kind of feel like Nicola Jokic controlling affairs there. David will step into a jumper of his own and he'll hit it. Now everybody's getting into the mix. Now Nigeria are comfortable. When you make a team too comfortable in 2K, you know you could always face problems. And those are the problems that Togolese are facing. As they hit a 3-pointer of their own, just sticking there is probably the only message from for the Togolese right now. Like, keep it going. You know, the Nigerians are so good on offense, but just try to create a little bit of stops. If you're not able to get the stops, just make sure you're also scoring on offense too. At the buzzer. Wow. That was a smooth one. And already, Frank has got 19 points and 9 boards. He's 100% from the field, 100% from the free throw line. Just got 1 turnover, and he's had a flawless game so far. Can he keep it up in the second half? We'll find out. The live broadcast of the Efiba Season 3 Nigerian game stream brought to you by GG Arena. Frank with another ball that takes into double digits. Already a double-double for the big man inside. Ricardo for Togo. Moonshine backing down his man. Had a smaller guard on him, but couldn't take full advantage. Grape held defense. Snake with a shifty move. He did create some separation, but now on the fast break, these guys are looking unbeatable. Nigeria cruising to a big lead here in this game. Ricardo, great pass into Moonshine. They had space for quite a while and just took too much time to hoist that shot up. David on the 10. We'll leave it up to Michael to handle it first. Frank gets into space. Michael just didn't need him there. Got into his spots. I mean, when you're watching the best mid-range assassins, you'd always cast your mind back to watching Kawhi Leonard in that 2018 Raptors run, where everything he hit in the mid-range, almost everything was nothing but net. Like, it was so good from the mid-range, and Michael has got those qualities in him. I know he's a guard. I know he plays as the point guard of this team, but it's Kawhi Leonard, like the way he gets to his spot so easily, the way he flawlessly hits those shots. It's really, really impressive. Speaking of Michael, there he comes and he almost hit that one. Ooh, nice shift, has space, gets into another lane, almost hit that one. But I mean, when you see a team this comfortable after struggling in their first two games, they've turned it up a bit. They have gone back to the drawing board, speaking to each other, trying to make each other better. And I mean, what they've done very well in this game is the defense. It's suffocating for the Togolese, and because the Togolese are slow in transition, it buys Nigeria time to track back and then cover those spaces. Frank with a pump fake as a timeout being called by the Togolese team. They are down heavy, down really, really heavily by 19 points. 32-53, favor of the green and white, still going strong, still going confident. The live broadcast of Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers going smoothly as expected. Nigeria gunning for that second position. I mean, they could go up for first, but with how Morocco has been playing, I don't really see them dropping points. Togo will try an effort from deep, can't find it. Olubodi will release it into the open man. Great 10 for Michael. Gets into the mid range again. Great contest actually from behind. Usually, sometimes those are called up as fouls, but if you time it pretty well, you can't get those great contests in. Togo, oh hello, they're not going away easily. Mustafa handling affairs now. The two big men trying to control affairs, and the pre-qualifying stages last season for season two was tough. I mean, for some of the teams, they barely had to scrape by. There were skill boosters and a lot of things that counted for a team's points to possibly qualify for the regional qualifiers. And for now, the process looks, I wouldn't say a lot more easier, but less sophisticated. I mean, all you've got to do is go on and win games. If you can win games, then fine, you qualify. And knowing that it's only 6 teams that'll get to the regional qualifiers, it makes it competitive. So far, Nigeria have got to find a way to at least make second place to qualify for the regional qualifiers. Right now, the North Africans are looking deadly. Algeria is topping their group. Morocco currently topping this group with Nigeria, and then Egypt are also topping their group. So they look like the powerhouses in there. And for West Africa, we'll have to bank on Nigeria to really do some damage going into the regional qualifiers if they can indeed hold on to this win against Togo. Ricardo Fossey, Togo just keeps giving it away. And the Nigerian defense, what they've done is they really get close to their marker, always making it difficult for them to move the ball around. And it's been tough for Togo. Frank, bully ball. That's a grown man's move. Just backing his man down and getting the finish. That's what confidence looks like. David will get an open lane for himself, and he will also knock that one down. Nigeria just opening up the lead up to 24 for the green and white. Frank will bring it up, has some open space, but a big man dribbling the ball like that always leaves a room for a steal or two. A Snake will be there to get it for the Togolese. Final quarter, and this one, Nigeria have cruised throughout the whole of the game. Kudos to them. Their offense has been very, very good as they'll get some more points on the board. In transition, they've looked good. On the fast break, they've looked very, very good as well. It's something that was a worry earlier against Morocco, but they've sharpened that up in this one, and you kind of feel like because they are now having that execution to work perfectly for them. They are much more difficult team to break them because against Angola, especially in the second game, there were stretches where Angola looked like a team that wanted to go on a crazy run, but they didn't allow them to go on a run for too long. That's what basketball is all about. It's a game of runs, and when your opponent has the run, the only thing you can do is prevent them from having the run for too long. At least 2 or 3 possessions, they can score by if it extends to 5, 6, 7. Then you know you are in trouble. If they start hitting 3 pointers like the Angola team also did, and they go for 7 straight possessions scoring, you know you could be in for trouble. But that's what Nigeria did pretty well. 3 runs and 3 possessions, and that was okay. And that's what has gotten them here so far. 19-point lead, still very, very comfortable for this Nigerian team. Open man for CA, and he won't knock it down. Togo, who have struggled with the jump shot so far. The field goal percentage doesn't really look too good, and if they're able to, if they are to bounce back in the next game, I mean they've got to find a way of making sure that field goal percentage goes up. Because against a team like this, yeah, the offense has got to be good, Frank. And one, can he complete it from the free throw line? He won't, as he'll miss that one. But what a game he's put up. The numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. And Frank has been very, very impressive. Almost feels like he's averaged a double double throughout the whole of the series today. I mean, in the pre-qualifiers, every single game, it's either he's got 10 points, 15 boards, maybe what, 20 points, 10 boards. Like, he's a walking double double out there, Frank, and he's pivotal to how this team plays. And you can't praise this team without, I mean, speaking of those two guards, David and Michael, they look like two guards who carry a strong offensive load. I mean, when both of those players can produce 50, when both of those players can produce 50, you know you're going to be in trouble. And the other contributors as well. I mean, Mustafa on defense, you've got to give him a lot of credit. Active hands, really does well with the passing lanes and just sets the team on the offense himself. And then Frank, they do that very well. And that's how come the team is so quick in transition. Kudos to him as well. When you try that from half court, well, then you know if you can attempt that, then you know that the game is all over. Nigeria will pick up another huge win, another point on the board for them, strengthens their chance of making the regional qualifiers later this month. It should be fun. It should be interesting. I mean, Nigeria going into that game will be confident, but mind you, they're going to face the best of the best. And if they can pick up a win against Togo in the return leg of this one, you know that they've got a strong chance of going on to win that game. Ricardo will get the final shot of the game, and it won't fall. And that's been the story of the day so far for the Togo team. They've been they've been not too good on offense. They've struggled with their field goal percentage. And now look at those numbers for the Nigerian team. Everybody was eating. Frank 29 17, another double double for him. Two assists to go with it. Double double also for David out there, 19 and 10 assists. Very solid game. Of course, Michael had to chip in with 15 as well, 4 assists. Boyd also finishing with 10 points and an assist. And then Mustafa also with 6 points, 2 assists, 5 steals. That's what I was saying earlier. He gets his hand in the cookie jar. And all I'm trying to
120 is he gets his hand in those passing lanes, and when he gets it, his teammates are always running up ahead. When he does that very well, you're in trouble against this Nigerian team, and that's what they did to perfection against the Togolese, grabbing yet another win. 3 wins on the bounce for Nigeria. Will they be able to make it 4? Will we find out? We will certainly find out in these last few in this last game to come, sorry, against Togo return leg. Can Nigeria make it 4 wins on the bounce to close what has been a very, very good start to the pre-qualifiers? We'll find out soon, right after this breather. Don't go anywhere.
All right, guys, final game to go. And what a day it has been so far. We started off with that tough game against Morocco, Nigeria versus Morocco, and to be honest with you, it was tough, especially in that third quarter and game one, if I'm correct. It was really, really tough, but Morocco held on, grabbed the win. Nigeria did go on to lose those first two games, but in these last four, well, of course, this one is the fourth one for the last one, but in the last three, they've bounced back heavily. And if they can grab another win in this one, they strengthen their chances of making it to the regional qualifiers. They have been superb so far, already beating Angola twice, already beating Togo, as we just did see. If they can do it again, they give themselves a really, really strong chance of getting through to the regional qualifiers. They are live on GG Arena YouTube channel. Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers. First points on the board. Nigeria will open it up. I mean, Togo in this one, they've got I wouldn't say so much to lose because they need these points. They could possibly overtake Angola if they're able to get a win here, but Nigeria just have so much to lose. If they do not get this win, they leave the window open for Angola to go on and do damage. So they need this win. They need it badly as well. Togo lead with that 3-pointer they got down there. Michael through the mid range, and he can't get it to go. Final game of the day if you just joined. We've had excellent action so far. And it seems like Togo want to make a little bit of a noise. They start very, very strongly. Here comes David. Ooh, smooth one from the man on the wing. Frank with another huge board. Every single time he gets them into second gear or it gives them another possession. Oh, that was a huge block. Togo on the fast break that time. Everybody on the Nigerian team scrambling back to get it. If the lead gets too big, Nigeria could be in trouble. Frank. Here comes Michael. Shifty as always. Gets into space. Frank from distance. That's interesting. Not really known to be an outside shooter on this team. Usually it's Mustafa in the corner or Bode in the corner or possibly even David or Michael in the corner. But I mean, at times Frank can also space the floor a little bit. David calls for the screen from Frank. Has some space to knock down that jumper as well. A dribble handoff action working to perfection. And he hit a three out of that one. Togo from downtown as well. They can't hit Nigeria. Can they make their run? Down by 5. They need this win to boost their chances of making it to regional qualifiers. David on the 10 gets into the mid lane again and he hands it off to Frank. The dribble handoff is always one tough to defend. Always extremely difficult to defend when you've got a shifty guard and a big man that has got positional sense in Frank. Fast break into space. Can he knock that one down? Yes, he can. And we are tied. Huge burst from Team Niger. And they are right back in it. Ricardo calls from that screen. One song. He's got space. He knocks that one down as well. That was my three. A really long two. Togo look like they do not want to give this one up easily, and that I've got to work for it. Open space. Oh, that was nice. That was nice from David. Every single time he dribbles to his right, I think he's done that like 3 times already today. Dribbles to his right and he's got that space. He always lets it fly. And they're always on the move as well. Like, it's very difficult to hit those shots. Kudos to David. He's got his offense going. Gets to the right hand side again. Only tried the same thing that time. Unable to hit it. He check. Snake. Few seconds to go before we close out this first quarter, which has been feisty. It's been competitive. Togo certainly not settling down in this game. Nigeria have got a game on their hands. Mind you, they are on a 3-game winning streak, wanting to make it 4. And it did start a bit slow, but the mark of a good team is always having that bounce back ability. Great 10. Goes for the jump. Just misses on that one. When he tried to lob it to Frank, well, Frank does actually a great job of getting that, and then he slam it home. Great recovery of such a possession. It seemed like he was in a tough spot there. Ricardo assesses his options and finds Snake in that mid post area. Mustafa pump fake. You launch a 3-point attempt of his own. Great tap back to Mustafa, and he'll draw the foul. David taking his time. Well, he doesn't have time actually, as you attempt a three and you hit it with just 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. That was massive for Team Nigeria. Open up that lead to 5. Togo going a little bit cold on offense. Can they revive it with this 3-pointer? And they do. Cut the deficit back to 2. Frank back with another board. Can't finish on the putback. And here come Togo again. I mean, excellent recovery from the Nigerian team on defense. Just kind of rush the offense a bit, try and take that 3. 2 minutes before the first half comes to a close. It's been another impressive display from Nigeria, but you almost feel like they've got to dig deep for this win. Togo certainly not sleeping at all. CA for Togo. Into Snake. Nice move to get off his jumper, but he can't execute. Michael, great 10. Launches jumper as well. That time he hit. Locato for Snake. I mean, the start that Togo got off to, if if Nigeria had, I wouldn't say if they had gone to sleep with the kind of start that Togo had gotten off to, they would have been in trouble. But like the resilience that they showed very early in that first quarter, because if you let the league, the lead prolong, you could get yourself in trouble. And then Nigeria, they've done a good job of bouncing back very early. Now they have that 6 point lead going into this half, and possibly just build on it into these last two quarters. David, Shifty, he'll get a shot off. And that's possibly the best one of the bunch. 'Nigeria will open that one up to a 9 point lead. Getting confident after every possession, getting into their sets really early. Togo finding it difficult for Team Niger. Quick 10. He'll take another shot from downtown. Oh, come on. 20 seconds to go. 10 point lead. These guys are just cooking right now. Nigeria wants to finish it off in this half. Togo has got to be careful. Snake, you have an opportunity to launch a three, and that's a huge one for them. The game was just getting away from them, and like I say, it's a game of runs, and Nigeria had a huge run right there. Togo, to be able to cut it down, Nigeria, I mean, these guys do not want to let go. Hit another huge three, and they're back up by double digits. First half comes to a close with Nigeria huge bounce back. I mean, in the first quarter, you saw how tight it was. Both teams finishing with 16 points, but look at the gap between both teams in the second quarter. Nigeria finishing with 18, and then Togo's offense going a little bit cold, just single digits with 8. Yeah, that's kudos to Nigeria's defense and them not really getting the offensive game going. Nigeria currently dominating affairs so far. David knocks that one smoothly. He likes that spot in and around that mid post, making sure that he gets that one to fall. Locato will find Griffith, misses on that one. Another huge rebound, gets it on the fast break, easy lane, easy finish. Now they're running away with it, more or less like carbon copy of what we saw in game one against Togo. Just that this time around, Togo did actually have a good start. In game one, Nigeria had a perfect start, and Togo had to claw their way back. But now it's the other way around. Nigeria, with a slow start, they've clawed their way back, and they're looking strong. David assesses the options again. We'll get into the lane. That time around, the defense looked really solid from Togo. But this is where the problem has been. On the fast break, the passes just haven't been accurate enough. Nigeria has been able to get their hands in there and get those important steals. As Frank will try to jump out of his zone, he won't be able to hit that one. Ricardo, great passer. David, great handoff into Frank. You get some more points on the board. I mean, this game, if you want to compare how good they've been in this game and then game one, you'd say that this game has been a more impressive one for Nigeria because in game one, I wouldn't say they weren't tested, but this one feels more or less like a, a more difficult test because of how the start of the game was. Togo taking an 8-2 lead very early, Nigeria struggling on offense. Now they made that comeback, tied it at 16 apiece in that first quarter, went into the second quarter, and now they've blown it all up by 10 points. But it's still not all over. We've still got a lot of basketball here to be played as Togo will be fouled, will be going back to the free throw line. And now creeping back into that lead, Monchang will go to the free throw line for two. Can he get it to single digits here and then possibly give Togo some hope going into these final few minutes in the third quarter? David finds the open. Mustafa is closed up really quickly though by that defender. That's just really good defending. But Mustafa just trying to drive to the lane with force and he couldn't finish. But the defense of Nigeria, I mean, it's come up clutch so many times on those fast breaks. And I mean, Togo have got to find a way of slowing it down. I know they want to go quick. I know they want to have the man advantage when they throw it up quickly. But Nigeria, they've just intercepted so many of those passes. Togo have to slow it down a bit. Look here, too. Ricardo from deep can't hit it. Now both teams 3 pointers. The percentage now going down a little bit now. They'll have to find a way of getting much easier buckets. I know, look, from 3 point range, when you're open, you want to take those shots. But if you're in a slump and shots are not falling, then you have to opt for an easy layup or two. And I know it's not easy, but usually if you make a lot of plays and a lot of these runs, the backdoor cuts and everything, you can't get some space. Mid range, not there. Ricardo into Locato. Open one for CA. Can he knock that one down? That's a huge one. That's a really big point for Togo. First time in a while they get it to single digits here. David, that's nice. You get it into Frank on his head. I mean, the connection has been strong for the guard and the big. I mean, they've done very, very well as we'll see. Both of the teams, what is looking like with these final few minutes to go in this third quarter is if Togo don't finish this quarter strong, it's going to be a long fourth quarter for them. Ricardo trying to put his team on the back and hit that one, but can't do it. Great defense from Team Niger. They want to go quickly. You find David calls for the pick, and look at Frank just hovering in that area for the rebound, but David doesn't need him at all. You hit that one as smooth as you'd like. Ricardo, another great steal from Bode. Can he get it on the fast break? Does get it to Frank. Well, few seconds to go. And Nigeria get another one on the ball. With Togo creeping around, Nigeria have got to keep their foot on the gas on the offensive end. They've got to find a way to keep their foot on the gas, keep scoring. I mean, when you see the inputs of some of these players, you know they've really, really worked hard for this one. And if they're able to secure this win, then you know regional qualifiers is a huge possibility for them. 2 seconds to go. Can they get a final shot away at the buzzer? Can't get it to fall, but that was where the attempt. Nigeria will close out this third quarter with A 14-point lead, but Togo immediately cuts it down to 11, signaling that this game is not done yet. Nigeria still need to be careful. We head into this final quarter. Smooth from the wing, and that was nice. I mean, everybody understood what was going to happen right there, and he's knocked that one perfectly just to take off that pressure from the Nigerian team. Togo still creeping around. I know it's not all done here, but those huge shots just go a long way. It goes a long way to relieve pressure off his teammates. And now he can play with a little bit of freedom. Frank, Frank wants to switch things up, more or less like wants to go duel and beat on these Togolese. Another one from the same corner. That's like two in this game. Was it three? And for the whole of the day, probably like five. He's just had it so far. Togo haven't had an answer for him. And he's been superb all game long. Possibly contender for player of the game. Mustafa will drop the play very early for his team. And you rack that one up as well. From downtown, Nigeria, 19-point lead. Very, very convincing win again. And that puts them in a strong position. I mean, Angola were lurking around. Mind you, Angola also beat Togolese, the Togolese twice. They also beat Togo twice. So they've got maximum points from those games. But they're currently facing Morocco. We don't know how that game is going yet. But for Nigeria to have just cemented that they finished second place today, they needed to beat Togo twice. And it looks like they're on the verge of securing that second win. That's kudos to them. Huge, huge win for them. And they could finish today in second place. For Morocco, if they're able to also beat Angola and also take maximum points off of them, they finish in first place. The North Africans, like I said earlier, yeah, they don't play with their food at all. See, follow Keto. Nice inbounds play from Togo. You try to get a mid-range, but look, I mean, for Togo, of course, the defense of Nigeria have ramped up a bit, but some of those passes on the fast break was just atrocious. They gave it away too cheaply sometimes. Made it easy for Nigeria to just pick it up sometimes and just also hit a fast break on the other end. So they shot themselves in the foot at times, but you've also got to give huge credit to this Nigerian defense. They've done extremely well to hold off this Togo team, and they are on their way to grabbing the fourth win on the bounce. Huge momentum going into day two of the pre-qualifiers. Togo on the fast break and get it to fall. And here come Nigeria again. Everybody wants to get something up. Michael from distance can't get it to go. Frank with the board. Kick it out into Mustafa. 9 seconds to shoot. A lot of time just forcefully wanting to knock it down, and the defense of Togo coming up strongly. CA will hit another one back to back 3-point attempts successfully for Togo. Just a little bit too late. Damage has already been done from the Nigerian team. They've looked good. David will add up to the points. And one, can he make it a 3-point play at the free throw line? Of course he can. Great finish. Frank will bring it up now. Everybody enjoying themselves with these last few seconds to go. Nigeria in such a good place. Hopefully, on day two of the pre-qualifiers, can even be better. But that's what everybody was hoping for coming in here today. If now that they've gotten into their groove, regional qualifiers around the corner, finishing the game strongly. They didn't finish quarter strongly in those first two games, but in these last four, they've really, really looked good. And now that they are, of course, it's done and dusted with these points. Like foresee Togo to possibly cut into that deficit a bit, but just too late. Nigeria have totally run away with this one. It will be 4 points in the back for them. 4 wins on the spin for Team Nigeria. I'm just checking on the updates from the other game to see how that Morocco versus Angola game has been going, to see if Nigeria secured the second place position for now. Seems like the updates are not yet in. Morocco still with three three matches played, 3 wins on 6 points. Nigeria also on 5 points currently. Of course, after this game, all of the points will register on board. And now they will secure a second place position if Morocco also beats Angola in those two games. Frank at the free throw line will get all of the two to go. 20-point lead for Nigeria. Another dominant game, another emphatic game, a game that just sends signals across through the group and just tells you Nigeria not here to joke at all. They want to go in strongly into day two of the pre-qualifiers, and they've put themselves in a nice position to make regional qualifiers. Efiba season 3 looks really, really good. Africa wants to make a statement this year, and Nigeria certainly part of the statement makers. The game now ends as we'll see a huge performance from some of these players. David registering 36 and 4 assists. That's a huge game coming in that one. And then Frank also having his usual double double. Mustafa also with 10 rebounds to help out there. And of course, Michael chipping in with 9. Huge game from the Nigerian team. And they'll finish it off with a huge win. What a day has been so far. It's
It's
been
been a wonderful experience here at the Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers. I've enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. I will see you in a couple of days' time for pre-qualifiers day 2. Thanks for joining us once again. My name is Slima. I took you through all of the games. Hopefully, we have more enjoyment on day 2 of Efiba Season 3 pre-qualifiers. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you another time.